versus Naventic here. Now these are our bottom seeded teams so far based on the results after week 1. And these two teams are both desperately needing a win here. So Ronin Esports sitting at 0-2 currently, with a 25% map win percentage there. Like we said, sitting in 7th, that's L-Town, Sabinator, Suspector, and Straight Sick with Coach Siege.
Yeah, these guys really looking to put it together in some sort of pro league or tournament atmosphere. They look really good when it comes to scrimming, and especially when they formed the new lineup. And then all of a sudden when it comes to playing, they've kind of let themselves down. They're going to really have a chance here. Naventic is, arguably the weakest team right now. It's going to, really show in this match. Whoever ends up winning this match is going to be in a great position to try to skyrocket into that top 6 area. They need to get this under their belt. Either team, they cannot afford to lose this. They got to get maps on the board too. A 3-0 would just be detrimental and almost guarantee an 8th seed going into Denver.
Yeah, and keeping in mind, since these are 7th and 8th seeds, if there is any kind of tie, the winning team here today might very well be ahead as far as overall standings with any kind of tiebreakers that could occur.
That's huge for your confidence. It's huge, for your fans. It's huge for your team. It's also very huge for where you get placed in that bracket going into Denver. You do not want to be facing off against that number 1, number 2 seed. There's a huge drop off right when you get into, I guess you can say, that top 4 area, as there's kind of always been. The big question is who's going to be able to break into that area. We originally thought that one of these teams were going to be able to do it, Naventic, Ronin. All of a sudden, though, as soon as these pro league matches, 0-2 for both of them, staring down the barrel of potentially, one of those 0-7 performances that we ended up seeing from Straight last time. That is not a good look. You do not want to have that going into the event. It really just breaks the team's confidence. Another thing why this is so important for whichever team wins this is that the roster change transaction period is coming up. And once that opens up September 1st, immediately after this week, you may see some, people on the hot seat there getting bounced out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a scary moment for anyone involved, and especially if you are losing or sitting at the bottom of the ranks, then there's always risk of a team change occurring there. But what I want to take a look at is a player I think needs to step up here today, and that's going to be Straight Sick. So Straight Sick's obviously an extremely talented player. We've seen him all over the place, been competing since 2006. But I think this guy, we've seen him take over games. He's an incredible sniper. We were putting a lot of weight on L-Town's shoulders last week. I think Straight Sick is who we need to see step up here today. But what I want to take a look at are the game types that these two teams will be matching up on here today. Starting it off with Eden Strongholds, Coliseum Slayer, Fathom CTF, followed up by a 4 and 5 should we need them, Plaza Strongholds, and the Rig Slayer.
Looks like no truth here, which is going to be good for Ronin to try to avoid that against Naventic, which seems to be one of their strongest maps. But nothing really telling too much here. You're going to be playing on the red side if you're Ronin, so that's a good start to get Eden Strongholds under your belt. Nothing too substantial, though. You do have Rig Slayer, too, so that could kind of give you a little bit of advantage in that 1st and 5th game. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for both of these teams. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up going to 5 games. I want to see it go to 5 games. We deserve to see this go to 5 games with how evenly matched these two teams are. But on the other end, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of them, really extremely prepared for this match and came in swinging and firing. Ideally, I want to see, blowouts each game almost. I want to see just blowout after blowout going into a game 5 and have a super tight game number 5. That's personally what I want to see out of the series.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to love game 5s, but we do have the players getting set up in game. Like we said, number 1 here, Strongholds on Eden, a must-win situation as these two teams will not face off against each other again for the remainder of the season. So as we get started on this one, we'll go ahead and kick it off with Suspector from Ronin as he is immediately making a push towards his overshield. Might be able to get it, almost stays alive, but great grenades here coming out of Naventic.
That's huge. That was a little slow from Suspector getting on over there, and a lot of teams from the blue side focusing on that huge kill, which is going on over there, and making sure the overshield guy doesn't get that, and burning that is going to give them the time as well, so they're going to be in a pretty good position over here. You do have Rynoob with the rockets as well, so guys, this series is huge. Make sure that you are tweeting it out. You know the stream link. You're currently watching it. Let's get as many eyes in here as possible. First points going on the board to Naventic. A lot of that having to do with that overshield burn. Rockets proving pretty useful outside. Rynoob going to pick up 2. Let's see what Sabinator is doing over on security side. It's going to be a trade onto Destroyed. Now, You were calling out Straight Stick on the side of Ronin. Someone that I want to see step it up is the guy that we did just see die. That's going to be destroyed. Kind of one of those underrated guys. We don't really talk about him much as we take a look at what Nemesis is doing. Another one of those players. We know about Contra. We know about Ryan. If you're not that familiar in Halo 5 with Destroyed and Nemesis, these are guys that have been grinding it out since the beginning of Halo 5 and playing at a really high level. But once they've gotten to this pro league, I want to see a little bit more of them and kind of see what they're truly made of. These are the two guys that I'm looking at for Naventic if they want to get this win.
And those are some great shots from Nemesis there to back down the player top catwalk. I believe that was L-Town there, not having the first shot, but still being able to stay alive, give his shields. It's into a 1v1 with Savinator there, but is going to be taken out, destroyed. Does hit the ankle shot there to pick up a kill himself. Only points on the board so far going over here to Naventic, but Nest is being taken. Players from Ronin coming off spawn there. They're going to start double teaming this hill. Somebody needs to get over there to contest that, but not going to be quickly enough here, and we will see a change of control.
A little bit of a misplay with the rockets there from Ryan. I understand where he was going. I thought he was eventually going to kind of shoot the pillar that's poking out, which shows where the stronghold is, but instead ends up hitting the lip. Probably wanted to maybe jump up and get a little bit of a better angle there. That could have potentially been a triple cap for them. But here's the overshield play. All the players making their way down low. And it looks like Sabinator is the guy to walk around with that one. Altown also captures the blue bend, so now you're having points back on the board from Ronin. Good start for Naventic, but they weren't able to keep control when the rockets and the power-ups were coming up. So now Ronin going to be able to retake control here. We'll see how long their setup lasts. It was 30 points on the board for Naventic to start. We're going to see if Ronin's going to be able to better that.
Wow, and what a hiding spot coming out and destroyed there. Not able to get any kind of kills, but does buy a lot of time for his team. Also takes the remainder of the overshield off of Savinator here. So pretty good job there. Not going to be enough to get them back in control, but wow, look at that team shot here coming in.
Yeah, good team shot. However, L-Town's still alive with the Rockets. That's a priority kill right now. If you're on the map, double kill with the Rockets, 2 for 1. Nice job by L-Town. We were talking about him last week. The most improved player in my eyes, especially for this Ronin Esports squad. That's going to be 3 kills in a row and a triple cap here for L-Town. Let's see what the play is. Is he going to get aggressive on this blue bend? No, he's just going to give that on up, get into the positioning over towards top catwalk and just rain down fire. Killing spree for L-Town and positioning for this Ronin squad. They also are going to take the lead here. So great response to that beginning strategy for Naventic, and they are bouncing right back.
Yeah, bouncing right back indeed, as they do have, or we do have a lead change here finally coming up. You also can see Straight Stick stats on your board there. KDA at 1.50. So obviously very well doing a great job contributing to the success of his team.
Yeah, and now Suspector's going to lock this outside area. Again, another round of power-ups and power weapons coming up, and we know who got it last time. It was Ronin, and that's why they were able to get the 40 unanswered points on the board. It's okay that they did just lose control of the catwalk because they are in good position to get these rockets, and they are picking up a couple of slays. It's a 2-on-2 situation here. Suspector doing that. Rocket play down towards the overshield, very popular, but now he's going to be fighting numerous players. Shoots that rocket. Ooh, not able to grab the overshield. If that rocket connected, maybe he would have lived, but there was numerous players down towards where that red SMG used to spawn, below the nest, laying down the cover fire. So now Sabinator trying to pick up where Suspector left off, grabs those rockets, now rotating on over towards the blue bend. Nice rocket right there onto Contra. Now going to have to focus on either getting catwalk or red nest. That's where Naventic currently is set up, but great shots from Ryan is going to back Sabinator up. And now Sabinator are going to have to slow play this. You're going to see the blue alley push coming in from Ronin. They're going to have to focus catwalk here. They do not want to split focus over towards red nest either. It's better if they just focus on one of them and use those rockets to capture probably the catwalk over here. So Sabinator is going to make his way on over towards red nest and maybe rocket these guys on the platform. He's taking his pistol out instead. It just gets worked by a beatdown from Nemesis.
And he still had some rockets left.
Yeah, he did. I thought he did as well. I mean, he could have been out right there. It seems like that is the type of play that you make when you're out of rockets, but it just wasn't enough help. That long flank, it seemed like that's a play that you make if you're going to pick up a number of slays, and that just took too long. You don't see any rockets being picked up from any players on Naventic, but either way, triple cap on the board for Naventic in great positioning, destroyed. He's getting lit up in the back. He would have had great fire on those guys over towards blue bend, but instead I believe that's Straight Stick that flank on over towards red nest and pegged him down to no shield. So great job by Straight Stick trying to keep his team into this game, but there's tons of pressure being added by Naventic. They still have catwalk, they still have blue bend. 20 seconds for these Rockets. This next power weapons and power-up cycle is going to decide this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're already at 3/4 of the way done with this game. We have Ronin not quite yet hitting the halfway point. Lots of action going back and forth, and yeah, looks like he must have been out of those Rockets, but either way, flank could have been better. Getting killed by no shields players is never what you want to see have happen there. So picking up a few kills here, Straight doing what he can. That new overshield, like we mentioned, did go over to Naventic last time it was up, or no, excuse me, it was burnt last time it was up, and Rockets turned over. Now that one is spawning, everybody's got the time on it. Lots of action happening, but 2 dead for Ronin. This is really bad news for them, especially if Contra's able to get away here. Throwing some great grenades over towards the side of security, trying to help set up for this camo play. It will go over to L-Town, but you have to play perfect Halo from here on out if you have any chance of getting back into this one.
Yeah, and his teammates are going to call out where he is. But I love that play from L-Town, though, getting aggressive. Second killing spree we've seen from him. He's clamoring left and right, trying to stay alive in the security area. That's going to be 2 dead, destroyed in Ryan. Nemesis and Contra, the last guys alive. They do capture Blue Bend, but they're, oh, nice little kill on the Red Nest player. Can they get the reset over there? Ryan picks up a double, and he captures Red Nest, looking for the triple kill. That should be game. He finds it. Great job by Rhino, but I don't think they're in position to capture Catwalk. No, they got out of it. That's going to be game number 1 going on over to Naventic. 2 killing sprees from L-Town, but Rhino too strong there at the end with the triple kill going on over to Red Nest. Also, when we look at the stats, Destroyed, he had a big game as well.
Yeah, I'm a little confused why we saw L-Town jump out of the hill there, unless he heard grenades blowing up behind him and thought he was going to be taken out losing that camo. There was really no point to push out. That hill was very likely to be captured, and he was so close to getting Catwalk. That's a perfect opportunity to just accept a trade there.
Yeah, miscommunication for sure. I think that he had to desperate, or he was under the impression that he had to desperate. As we take a look, 15 and 9 from Ryan, especially with that big triple kill towards the end. 15 and 11 for Destroyed. You see L-Town, the only player to go positive on the side of Ronin. A lot of assists coming in as well. We'll go ahead and see what these power weapon kills were. Nothing too substantial there, 3-2. Obviously, just great job working around the overshield from both teams. I'm going to give the advantage around the overshield to Naventic, though. They picked up that last one. L-Town had the camo, was put in that awkward position. But going back to that play, Kyle, I think he was really thrown off by the fact that they weren't able to go and kill Ryan on over towards that Red Nest area. He goes and takes it. They could have had Catwalk and Blue Bend. Would they have been able to come back? I don't know. There was still plenty of opportunities for Naventic to just capitalize on even one mistake that Ronin made. Like you said, they would have had to play perfect Halo, not just individually, but as a team.
Yeah, and that's not what we saw there. We saw a couple miscommunication there. Maybe if they win the series, we can talk to one of those guys and break down exactly what went wrong towards the end of that game. But yes, you definitely want to stay in that Catwalk. There's nothing wrong with a trade. Top Catwalk for Ness as far as strongholds go, both have their benefits there, but towards the end of that game, the risks of jumping across, trying to go for that reset with everyone coming off spawn over towards the Blue Bend area just was not worth it there, and they needed to focus on Catwalk's crucial mistake, loses game 1.
Yeah, and you can go back and look at, we'll see how fast that previous game was. Go ahead and see. Oh, can't see the stats, but I would say that game was, let's see, around like 8 minutes long or so. And it's crazy how fast things can turn, right? You go and you look at Naventic, how they opened that one up, I think 30 points to 0. And then it was answered back by Ronin, but then it was responded again by Naventic with a triple cap. And then they go from having 30 points all of a sudden to have 75 and counting, and the next round of power-ups coming up, and all they did was secure that overshield, which is very difficult. You have to be in position to grab that one and control it afterwards and make the right decisions afterwards, and that's what they did. But you don't give them much room when you all of a sudden have your opening strategy from red base. You don't get overshield. You give 30 points on over. You don't utilize the map how you should, and then you don't continue to pick up overshields. You continue to burn them or let the other team get them. The triple cap just amounted so many points so quickly. It was just so fast that Ronin didn't have much of a response there. So we'll see. That was not that much of a dominating performance for Naventic to kind of demoralize these guys into game 2. But this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a team coming out playing very clean, and then maybe Ronin can come back and answer this Coliseum Slayer game and respond with a very clean game of their own. I want to see these teams going back and forth, showing what their best is on each one of these maps. Rockets on over towards the Rocket side, Snipe on over towards the Snipe side. That's going to be the big focus point. We're going to kick this one off with Destroy.
Yeah, and also something to keep in mind, Tom. I believe that was the very first win we've got from Naventic here in this Pro League coming off in game number 1 against Ronin.
That could be. And that's going to be a little bit sloppy shots coming out from Destroyed, but thought that he could have got that kill a little bit quicker. Either way, he's in great position to go now. Flank for the Rockets area. No one's really expecting a player to push down towards the grass like he did. Straightsick definitely wasn't expecting it. Had the battle rifle, had a good opportunity to pick up that kill and stop a lot of this aggression now that's going to come out from this Naventic team. 5-1 to start this game, Kyle. Rockets in their hands. Ryan with the sniper rifle as well. Nemesis with the battle rifle. Contra's just running around. Hey guys, can I get a weapon of any sort? Just kind of sitting there with the pistol, but this is a great position to be in if you're Naventic. You just got to make sure if you're destroyed that you stay alive with these rockets. That's the #1 key. Don't charge into the window until their time is up. Wait for them to come to you. That was a missed opportunity right there to get a kill. Another player flies in and he just gets a trade. So now what you're looking there if you're destroyed and the rest of this squad. Now Ronin's starting to advance on the map, picking up a couple of kills. Anytime you can trade kills when you don't have control and you're trapped inside your base, that is a good sign. So Ronin's going to take that any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, that could have definitely played out a lot differently and more in favor of Naventic here, but unfortunately for them, some poor defense there, and those rockets do not get put to use. Holy cow.
You can't allow that.
Suspector just shuts down Ryan, who was no shields, and just pulled off a reversal.
No. That is just unacceptable right there. Not sure if Ryan maybe looked away and thought he got the kill, but that's just an ugly turn of events. So many kills missed just because Destroyed wasn't able to capitalize with those 3 rockets in the chamber. Just had to wait for players to come to him. He threw a grenade. He knew a guy was coming out of the window, but just should have sat there with those rockets out instead. Very unfortunate timing. However, great job by Ronin. You gotta give credit when it's due. It is very difficult to push out of your base when you do not have the weapons like that. And they didn't seem to have much information as well. So now they're working what they have, and I believe Straightsick is sitting on a killing spree right now, going off 11-8 out of nowhere. These guys are starting to get together and work together here. Gonna focus on the rockets with the sniper rifle. That's the play if you're Straightsick. You gotta make sure these guys don't get back into it. Don't give up any free weapons on the map. And look at that, 3 players working together to make sure they secure that weapon. They gave up the snipe side of the map, but they're just gonna rotate and get some kills of their own. That's what Straightsick was looking for. The headshot on Destroyed and the killing spree. 5-kill lead here. And a lot of that going back to this man right here, who is on a 6 spree in a 6-kill game.
And what a great last shot with that sniper rifle player. Had 3 bullets in the chamber, connects on 2 of them, only 1 missing, but all 3 of the kills he was focusing on do get cleaned up. And this amazing start here from Naventic, up by 1 with all the weapons. Keep in mind, when they lost control, they had sniper, rockets, and a battle rifle against 4 pistols, and still ended up losing that control, and now down by 7.
Yeah, and we were talking about how Contra hasn't been able to find any weapons. He goes finds a kill right there, sitting at 2 and 7. Got to get this guy the sniper rifle. Got to get this guy the rockets. He's one of your primary slayers on this team. Has a fantastic shot all around with his pistol, battle rifle, and things like that too. But the guy knows how to slay. So if you're Naventic, you got to be the one to get the sniper rifle in his hands. We do have a tweet coming in. Day 3. HCS, great match at Naventic. Thank you for those tweets. Keep them coming on in. Hashtag HCS at ESL Halo and at HCS. Try to get your tweets up on the show. We have a good series going on right now. Naventic took the first game, Eden Strongholds. It's Ronin trying to answer and respond back here. 19-11. Coliseum Slayer game number 2.
But look at the weapons again. Now it's the exact opposite. Ronin's got a DMR, a pistol, rockets, and battle rifle, and you essentially have nothing on the hands of Naventic here. So just great positioning. Another huge kill from Suspector. Now up by 10 kills, and I cannot believe after this start that this is what we're seeing happen.
And what's scary is L-Town's already on top of picking up the next round of rockets. So you got to be careful here because he's already rotating. You see the player outlines over towards the snipe side of the map. You do have Ryanoob down below, but Ryanoob could easily get pinched. Nemesis trying to give him an angle. Straightsick finding that kill onto Contra. That's going to give Ronin a huge numbers advantage. Nice beatdown onto Saban here, but that's going to give up Ryanoob's position. He's going to have to work with Nemesis over here. Under the circumstances, getting a trade 2 for 2. Not bad here for Naventic. They're going to need a lot more, though. This has been a disaster mid-game for them. The opening 5-1 was great. We did see what happened with destroying those rockets, though. Unfortunate timing. Whatever you want to call it, just not in their favor. And now the weapons and the positioning in the hands of Ronin. It's their game to lose. Still plenty of time to make up, still plenty of kills to make up too. But I do love this play from Nemesis. Just slow playing it out over towards the grass, pushing up, picks up a couple kills. Great play from Straightsick though to flank around, but he is the last guy alive. So if you're Naventic, that's the trade you're looking for. Ryanoob gets the rockets. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, Contra's trying to play some defense here. look for some of these spawners. Looks like we've got a kind of a split setup here from Ronin right now. 2 players over by red, other 2 over by blue or red corner, the 2 guys over by blue fountain, and now down by 8. So still they're trying to make a comeback against this squad here, but that's not going to be what you want to see. And those rockets were in the hands of Sabinator, who grabbed a kill with them, but those are also going to be changing hands over here to Nemesis.
Yeah, Nemesis 3 rockets as well. 8 kills to make up, completely possible here. If Naventic wins this is going to give them a huge momentum boost going into Game 3, especially since they were down a majority of this game, but still plenty of kills to make up. And that's not a good start there. You have the weapons and you give up 2 unnecessary deaths, and now your rocket guy is forced to shoot rockets across the map and players that he doesn't know where they're at. Possibly another wasted rocket, even worse than that. He's just going to rocket ride you right in his face.
I mean, we had some misplays with the rockets in game number 1. Now we're seeing some awful rockets in game number 2 here as well. You are not, I mean, he didn't pull the trigger immediately when there was a player there, gave him an opportunity to run away, and then misses a rocket, and then when his teammates are right in front of him, pulls the trigger on the rocket. I want to say that's got to come down to the nerves here, because, you know, most of the time you're not going to see any kind of pro players making that kind of mistake.
Yeah, or maybe, you know, Ryan said something that he didn't like, and he said, you know what, Ryan, I'm just going to rocket you. But most likely not. That was just really unfortunate for these guys. I mean, 2 big misplays with the Rockets. We did highlight what happened in game number 1, but solely the reason that this game has gotten completely out of control. I mean, you've seen some great sniping from Straight Sick. You can't take anything away from Ronin. They've done a great job originally, like we said, pushing out of their base and trading kills when they don't have control, and then getting control and going on a spree, and that's pretty much what this game, and Slayer especially, is all about. But that's just unacceptable rocket play from Naventic. They are going to be kicking themselves after that one. We'll see here if Ronin could end this game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the kind of play that can, you know, create some arguments, and even in between teams in the same game. Ryan cannot be happy about that one, as he just gets taken out of the action there for almost 20 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, you have the giant thing that says I'm a friendly right above your head. It says the guy's name, so there's no really excuse for that one. And now it's just a matter of time before Ronin's going to be able to put a couple more kills on the board. If you're going to answer, you got to answer now. You got to win this pistol fight against the BR. That's exactly what you want to do if you're destroyed. Great start to get back into this one. Going to stop Straight Sick spree. They also took out Sabinator, who had the rockets, so Naventic's doing what they can to stay in this one. This game's not over yet. But if they're able to maybe get a couple more kills here, I'd say about 3 or 4 more kills, and it's going to be completely unreachable. L-Town trying to chuck a grenade on over towards the Rockets. Great grenade on a Nemesis. Good teamwork as well. Those Rockets are going to eventually be going on over to Ronin. Naventic, I don't think they're going to be able to answer back here. It's looking like this is going to be Ronin's game. They're going to probably tie this series up very shortly. Ryan with the Rockets, trying to do whatever he can. Nice rocket there onto Suspector for the double, but there's the trade-in kills right there. And that's all you got to do if you're Ronin. Just find where these guys are, make them waste their weapons. You don't want them to keep the weapons, Kyle, and you don't want to slow it down until the next round and let these guys maybe have 2 sets of rockets or 2 sniper rifles. So you got to make sure that you're going in there, flying in, and just trying to trade kills.
Yeah, great double kill here coming out of Destroyed. Finally, we're seeing some of these rockets work out in their favor. They also have the sniper rifle, so they need 14. Can't allow 2 kills to go over here to Ronin. Good teamwork coming out here from Naventic here. Destroyed doing everything he can to try to avoid these angles, not get taken out. Contra tries to commit to the fight, and that's 3 dead here for Ronin. Still a long way to go to get back into this game here, but this is exactly what they needed to start. One player does go down, but Destroyed, he is just picking Ronin apart right now.
The only thing that's going to save this game right now is a Destroyed Kilimanjaro, and I just don't know, Kyle, if he has the ammo for that. I mean, he's not missing. It's looking great from his screen, and this is a phenomenal confidence booster. Not like they needed it for Naventic going into game number 3. The fact that they were able to make this somewhat respectable and not get staked and not let it get out of hand is good for them. And they're kind of doing what Ronin was doing to them earlier and utilizing the weapons, trapping them inside the base. Now Ronin, they're just going to slow play this one. They know they only need 1 more kill. Got to make sure, got to make sure that your focus is on this guy. He's just out in the middle of the street. I'm surprised they're not challenging this. It's not like it's 49 to 49 here. It's an easy kill on the street if they want it. There it is. Suspector coming in, cleaning it up. Ronin, they're going to take game number 2, tying this series up 1-1. Pretty methodical at the end there. Thought Naventic could have been able to string a couple more kills together, but just a little bit too aggressive if you're destroyed. Rightfully so. I mean, he was hitting a lot of shots.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, when you're hitting that many shots, your confidence might get a little bit higher and not recognize the bad scenario you're finding yourselves in. And Ronin, they were just waiting for a mistake. They had plenty of time. They had at least 2 full spawn cycles before they needed to really make any kind of plays. Destroyed doing an amazing job at trying to bring Naventic back into that one, but unfortunately for them, just too aggressive at the end.
Yeah, and that was a fairly long Slayer. I mean, 10 minutes and 7 seconds as we look at the stats. 16 and 9 from Straight Sick. That's what we were looking for. Power weapon kills is going to be the big story, though. Look at that, Kyle. 6 alone just from Straight Sick. 13 overall for Ronin. Only 6 coming in for Naventic.
Yeah, Straight Sick and Destroyed both having a phenomenal showing with the sniper rifle that game. You know, roughly, I think all 4 from Destroyed were sniper kills, and on the side of Ronin, for Straight Sick, he had quite a few as you're taking a look at those on your replay right now. Rockets were good, and you know, just think about that betrayal.
This was a great thrust, though. That was a great thrust. Nemesis was not expecting that thrust, and yeah, the betrayal with the Rockets too. I mean, the misplays with the Rockets literally cost them that game. Right. When you look at how close that was at the end, we were saying that there it is right there, but we're saying that even before when this score, they were down 14. Eventually, they only lost by 6. That's crazy to think about. They could have had that kill. That would have been a kill. They killed Rynoob as well. That's going to subtract a kill as well. And then also the play that happened inside of the window when you chucked the grenade instead of rocketing that guy that came out. I mean, that could have been a win. We could be looking at Naventic being up 2-0 right now. And if they were up 2-0 going into game number 3, I believe it's Fathom CTF, then that would have been huge for them. Both of these teams extremely strong in this game type. This is going to be an insane, insane map.
Yeah, I mean, this is all tied up now as far as the series go. Contra really needing to step up this series because he just went 8-16.
He tends to start a little slow. He does. You know, I've noticed that about him, but I'm expecting him to pick it up, especially in a game type like this. Again, he needs to get weapons in his hands. Sometimes a player like that, the series doesn't even start until you kind of get your first killing spree, and then once you start getting that momentum, start getting in the zone, then you're going to kind of see what this guy's really made of. But definitely has to get something going because we know he's also a little bit quiet on the comms, and these other guys are pretty loud and hectic in terms of that. So I would like to see him maybe, you know, focusing on the railgun, focusing on the camouflage. Even in instances like this, sometimes having your teammates get you involved can be great too. Maybe he pulls off a sick kill and then some of his teammates are pumping him up, but definitely needs to work on those slow starts because we all know you practice so hard and then it comes down to the Pro League or the tournaments and you only have 5 to 7 games to show your stuff. 1-1 here, virtually a best-of-3. CTF Fathom starting it off with Contra himself.
Yeah, and sometimes you only get 3 games to show what you're made of there, and this is now Contra's time to get back into this game because you cannot be starting off slow on the first game, especially make it the second game here. He's most successful when he's sitting as like the anchor on his team, where he's able to use his steady shot and a great cross-map aim there, especially with weapons like the light rifle and railgun to accumulate those kills, rather than being the aggressor. As you see, Nemesis already in the enemy team's base, trying to disrupt his flow.
Unfortunately for Naventic, they were not able to capitalize on the position that Rynoob was in. Rynoob had the railgun. He may have even had camo as well, because we did see Contra get the kill onto L-Town as Rynoob finds that railgun back. So he doesn't lose the railgun overall, just ends up losing the camo. And right when I say that, he ends up losing the railgun again. With a couple of shots in it, maybe Ronin can grab that and try to put it to good use. We'll see if they're able to pick it up and who's going to be the player to utilize that. No one has grabbed it quite yet. I wonder if they may have forgot that Rynoob even had that weapon. Actually, L-Town is going to be the one to grab that.
Yeah, and as we see Straight Sick, he's just hiding around bottom center here. He does not want to be the first one to make a play. He's trying to respond to some of those callouts. Gets the no shields ones. That is 2 dead, a fresh 2 dead as he immediately pushes into the base. Make that 3 dead. Last player alive, though, is Contra. Does pick up the kill, and that's going to slow this flag down just enough. And what a push, just gets shut down here. Crucial play from Contra, because that was looking like a cap potential.
That's what's so tough about CTF Fathom. If you're not able to get your first guy out, sometimes your second guy has to fly in there, and then you lose all of that positioning that you fought so hard to get. Spectre, no idea that Nemesis is right to his left. He's just going to railgun him. Great play, sneaky play from Nemesis. Can he continue to put some more kills on the board? No, it's going to be a 2-on-2 right now. Sabinator and Straight Sick versus Contra, actually. Who's the last guy alive? Contra laying down the shots. Good flank, good positioning. Silky, smooth shots with the pistol. Good grenade. It's going to connect, but not as much as he he would have liked. That hit marker really threw him off. He was expecting that guy to be much more weak.
Yeah, I don't even know if it actually hit that guy he fought. I think it hit the guy that was trying to jump up the top center, so very little did he know he was about to get double teamed. But Nemesis following up this action here, got 2 kills off at top center, pushes the third player back, and that is just in time to secure that camo here right at 9:36 or so. Ooh, that's a railgun bottom center, and the callouts there. Great teamwork here coming out of Ronin. Will go ahead and retake top middle control. Now, Savinator here for looking to push into the base and see if he can't get a flagpole.
Ooh, needs to take out that railgun. He's going to miss the shot on Destroyed. Destroyed missing some shots of his own. This is a sloppy battle.
What was I just watching there, Tom? That was just left and right miss and weapon switch and not blank melee, it's just missed melee there.
I mean, sometimes that happens where one guy's about to melee you and he's completely out of range, but because he meleed, you melee too.
Right, like going for the trade or something, and all of a sudden you're both just missing. And
it's not pretty.
Yeah, you're looking like McGregor Mayweather.
I guess. Oh man, let's not even get started on that one. But Ryan, he's going to get taken out by Straight Sick. We're seeing back and forth here. No flags pulled quite yet. I mean, we did see one temporarily, but nothing has gotten past, I'd say, the 20-yard line or that ever-important 50-yard line halfway through the map. No one able to really maintain control either. A lot of railgun guys getting taken out. A lot of missed railguns as well. Now Nemesis trying to push in. This is a good opportunity here. They're going to have numbers. That first kill on Suspector should open some things up. Savinator is alive, though, so now the map is being split on both sides. So it's going to be L-Town and Savinator working together, and also Suspector coming off the spawn. So we'll see. The spawners here are going to be huge. You're going to see Straight Sick and Destroyed coming back up soon. And if they make the right decisions, they could potentially secure a cap for their team.
Yeah, it's a 3v3 situation, but Straight Sick just picked up that new railgun, and then we might be looking at a little bit of a flag standoff, but great teamwork. A lot of grenades coming in bottom center. Gets 1 kill. That railgun now moving back over in the hands of Ronin as they push that flag back into their base. So this will be a flag standoff that we're watching here. Whether or not we see one of these captured or a double return, we'll find out here shortly. But Destroyed gets caught looking top center. Savinator, great job, picks up that kill and immediately rotates. Does not want the enemy team to know where he is hiding.
While this is happening, Ryanoob also picked up the camo, so Ryanoob and Savinator are the big players on the map right now. Ooh, that one looked like it was going to connect, but just taking Destroyed down to no shields here.
Oh, I was confused, though, because you're staring at the flag that you know no one's holding. I would immediately be looking left and right, trying to figure out where all the players are. Very rarely do you have 4 people hiding in their own base. That's just too much opportunity for the enemy team to get set up. You do not also want to be the first one to rush across the map when all 4 of the enemy team are alive. Just because you don't see them and they're not shooting doesn't mean they're not sitting there hiding and waiting for you.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy chasing $1 on the fishing line up and down the street. It's too embarrassing.
We should do that at the next event and see if we can get anyone with it.
That was obviously bait there, and Savinator fell for it. He took the bait. Great play for Naventic. They were able to capitalize on top center control and also the information that Ryanoob was able to provide by him being camouflaged and canceled out the weapons being in their hands, but still a standoff here. I mean, we could see a 1-0 game. You never know. I would like to see this one go into overtime, still with the flags in hand.
Yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. Just over 6 minutes left to play. Of course, if the score is tied, and this is, if you're new to Halo here, there is a 3-minute overtime built into each setting. We are watching 1v1 here. Savinator comes out ahead there, so that's back to another 3v3 situation where now Ronin is pushing in for that recap, but it looks like everybody from Naventic pushed up. It's going to be a double return. We'll see that flag. You can see him try to push that across. So much action, all 4 members, and they will also pick up a return there, but that is a fresh 3 dead here for Ronin. Savinator doing what he can and secures that return. Oh no, nobody escorting the flag back to their base.
What a play. I mean, he had so many options right there, and he makes the perfect play. I mean,
wow, great crowd.
He didn't pick up a multi-kill. He didn't do anything fancy. It was just a back whack. It was just a flag return in a 0-0 game when it was 1,000% going to be a cap.
And the series is tied up.
What a play from Savinator. Stepping it up. He could have pre-grenaded bottom center. He had 4 grenades. He could have shot. He could have panicked. He didn't do either one of those. Clutch play. Let's see if it could potentially result in the first cap of the game here, as L-Town's running this one pretty fast, and I like the route.
And that was Sabinator dodging 3 railgun shots and securing a kill. Just great job by him. Now we see that flag being moved in by Suspector. He gets taken no shield. Contras there, does pick up the kill. Can anyone follow this up? That's one dead. And no, he was looking away from the flag, and that one will be put in. Ronin, first one to put a point on the board.
Ooh, destroyed. Getting clutch inside the base, though, after that cap goes in, trying to respond with a counter here. It's going to be a 2-on-3 situation. Flying out, a couple grenades flying in, a team grenade, actually, and 2 more grenades flying in there from members of Ronin. Still just staying alive on over towards the engine, but now it's eventually going to be shut down by the spawners. Getting the wingman medal, but that's what's so difficult about Fathom. That's why you only see 1 cap on the board about 8 minutes into this one. Such good defense. These teams very well seasoned, very well practiced. They understand what the enemy players are trying to do to get inside of their base and potentially put some points on the board. Sabinator needs to watch his left, though. There's a player flying in. He goes for the double melee, but the good thrust coming in from a member of Naventic is going to pick up that kill. Now they're starting to fly in here. This is good for them. They have elbow control. They're forcing spawns on over towards the engine in the silo. They're sitting top center as well, but great shots from L-Town shutting down Nemesis. That's going to put Rynoob in a predicament here. He has to land these railguns. He misses it. Good thrust coming in, but good support coming in as well from behind. Now L-Town is going to come in with the ground pound. Doesn't connect. Oh, nasty play from L-Town is going to get the trade on the railgun player. 3.5 minutes left, Kyle. Can Naventic get something on the board?
Now, we've seen a lot of mistakes and we've seen a lot of missed opportunities, but what we are seeing is some great fights and battles back and forth. The ability for some of these players to stay alive for so long, and the decisions they make on how to approach each of these fights depending on who has what weapons and where they're hiding. And that flag just went off the map, Tom, while they were running it. Perfect time to kill that player, and it falls down, and that's an automatic reset.
That is so unfortunate right there. One thing I want to point out, though, again, we highlighted him before on the clutch play that he made Sabinator 2 flag returns, but he also has 20 kills. The highest, the second highest, I guess you could say, on his team, 13.
Wow, that is extremely impressive. He's been making a statement this game. Takes another player, no shields there in Treehouse. Will have his teammate clean that one up. And it's just crazy the amount of times we're seeing both members from both teams sitting top center going into these long, extended battles, and sometimes both living.
Couple grenades right there, gonna land right onto Nemesis. On the other end, you have Rynoob and Nemesis both sitting at 20. Meanwhile, Destroyed and Contra only with 12. So another slow game for the Slayer here on Naventic. Contra really trying to get it together. Rynoob, he's inside of the base right now. Is he going to pull this one? He did see a couple players and he did get some information, but everyone on his team is dropping left and right. Destroyed picks up a kill. Now Rynoob going to slow play this one. Sabinator, he's immediately overextending to the enemy base and working with his teammates. Rynoob was not expecting that, so great play from Sabinator. Great play from Rynoob as well, though. 2-on-2 situation. That flag is grabbed. Ooh, grenade shot going in onto L-Town, which was the flag guy. Return, not able to come in, though. Is anyone going to be able to get a touch? They are. Another flag standoff. This is good for Ronin. They could run the clock out. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Naventic has to get desperate here.
And Rynoob, with almost a godlike play in return, picks up a 2 light rifle shot melee to secure the first kill, and a perfect grenade or a prediction nade there to finish off L-Town and almost secure a flag return. But Suspector going clutch once again this game, and having that railgun prevents that flag return and essentially a tie game.
Yeah, now he's even doing some more work in his base right there, dropping Nemesis, looking for more players top center. That's going to be Contra, just living by a hair. Another player pushing around. It's going to be Rynoob sneakily making his way towards the flag. Is he going to get spotted? That was the camo guy. Suspector didn't see him. There's the melee coming in. Rynoob dropped with the camouflage. Not what he wanted with that one, and I'm not sure if that was the right play. I mean, just beelining it in a straight line. We said they had to get desperate. A little bit too desperate.
Based on what I saw, Tom, I'm going to go ahead and mark that up to a bad play, because when you don't get any kills and you charge and you have no help, and the enemy team is playing 2 to 3 man defense, obviously next time you're going to want to play that one differently.
Definitely has to be one of the later guys to come in. Can't be the first guy to push. And this is one of those instances where you need to make a move. If you're Naventic, you have the camouflage. Just you leave that flag back. You send all 4 inside the Ronin base, and you try to get that return because you really need it. And now that's going to be a second flag going on, almost mathematically eliminating Naventic from winning this game number 3, most likely. And that is going to mathematically eliminate them. It's not going to be enough time to get 1 cap on the board. They're not even going to get 1 cap on the board because Sabinator comes in with that return. That's his 4th flag return, Kyle. All of Naventic only had 3 combined. That flag return made it 4 right there from Contra. But what a game from Sabinator. What a game from Ronin. 25 kills from Sabinator. No one on his team even hit the 19 mark. No one got the 20 kills.
Right, and that's a great performance from Ronin. Actually, both these teams, I think it was a lot closer than the score reflects here, because both of those flag captures came from flag standoffs that just went in Ronin's favor. Now, not to take anything away from them, because there were some mistakes absolutely coming out in Naventic here. They would have had better opportunities to return that. You have to work together regardless of your power weapons or power ups that you have. Camo guy, it's a great job to maybe push in front of the base, be a distraction, make the other team all put their backs in corners and wait for you, but you can't be the first guy to run in there right after you give away your position. You know the entire team is going to be yelling and calling you out. This is the Pro League. These matches matter so much more than any kind of online scrim or matchmaking game you can get into here, and you know they're not going to let anybody get away with some clips like that.
Very rarely do you say this was a one-man show, but you got to give credit to Sabinator. This new addition to Ronin, making his value worth right there in game number 3 of this series with that back whack return right there. Nobody else on his team went positive, and also, Kyle, they got outslayed. Naventic had more kills than them. If it wasn't for Sabinator getting those returns and going positive 10, we'd be looking at Naventic being up 2-1 in this series. Heck, we could have been looking at a 3-0 if a couple things went differently in Coliseum Slayer as well. So it just comes down to all of these little minor things that end up making huge differences.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at those stats there, I didn't do the math, but Naventic, they outslayed them and had more assists, but lost the game 2-0. So that gives you any indication of how that worked out. Like I said before, it was the 2 flag standoffs that really came into play here, and a couple crucial mistakes from Naventic. Ryan charging solo with that camo, put himself in a 1v3 situation, and when you have that in your advantage or in your benefit there, you cannot allow a misplay like that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you had 5 perfect kills coming in from Ronin, 0 perfect kills coming out. And an entire game, 12 minutes, 0 perfect kills from anyone on your team. I mean, it's not like these guys are shooting bad, but you look at someone like Contra and you say, hey, this guy normally has like 3 perfects a game. Where is, his shot? Where is he coming in and imposing his will in this series? I've seen a lot of Ryanoob. I've seen a little bit of Destroyed. I've seen a little bit of Nemesis, but we're going to need to see a lot of Contra here. A big staple in this team. We were calling out Nemesis and Destroyed. They were the keys to victory here. They've kind of, been fighting left and right. Destroyed had an amazing game in Eden. I'm looking at Contra here. It's game number 4. It's time for him to step it up here and try to push this into a game number 5.
Yeah, he was focusing a lot on objective that game. He had 2 flag returns and 4 grabs, so by far the most on his team.
But that's not what he's known for.
Right, exactly.
You said it in the beginning. He's the anchor. He's the guy that's sitting back, laying down the shots. It's always the other guys pushing in and getting aggressive. It's always the Ryanoobs running the flag. I've seen a lot of Ryanoob with Sniper. I've seen Ryanoob grabbing a lot of camos, grabbing a lot of railguns. I want to see Contra getting the weapons here if I'm Naventic, and I want to see him going big in these games. We know that it's in him, but now they have their backs against the wall. 2-1 here, Plaza Strongholds playing from the blue side, starting this one off with Suspector. He's going to go on over towards the yard, grab the shotgun. It's going to be a double cap on over towards the yard. Some really nice shots coming along over here, and now he's just going to stay alive on the light post, jumping up and down. That grenade is going to connect. Is that player top gold going to see him, though? He's just baiting, waiting for the player to clamber up. That's going to be Rhino getting the beatdown onto Alatow. Destroyed going to answer. This is good for Naventic. They're able to capture bottom middle. They're able to capture Nest, get some points on the board here, and also good positioning. We'll see if Suspector can do something with this shotgun. That's going to be the big key for Ronin.
Yeah, everything else is going in Naventic's favor right now. They've got the camo, they've got points starting on the board here. Bottom mid and Nest control, exactly what they were hoping for. But now we're seeing a big battle happening bottom mid, and Suspector has brought that shotgun in here. So if he's able to stay alive and get some kills, that'll be huge. We'll see if that's enough, though. Last guy alive for Naventic is Destroyed, grabs the shotgun. He has a reset, but now we need to see everyone from Naventic flood back into bottom center, because you do have Ronin attempting to capture that.
What a play from all the members in this game right there. Pretty much doing exactly everything by the book right there. Everyone dropping in bottom center, tons of bodies, but yet that last player coming in for Naventic to get the reset. Suspector doing everything that he can with that shotgun, and now more players dropping bottom middle. So 18 points was the original setup here for Naventic. We were looking at this before in Eden, Strongholds, where it was 30 points to start for Naventic. Can they do what they did in game number 1 here? Contra, he's going to grab the shotgun. First time we've seen him with a weapon in quite some time. Not much ammo though, and he's going to drop immediately. Not good positioning either. Something that he wants to try to get up top with, or maybe getting over towards S4. Contra very deadly when he gets that high ground over towards the S4 area. So now Nemesis trying to stay alive on over towards Soda. That's great news for them. They pick up 2 kills, destroyed in Rhino, staying alive as well. So Nemesis maybe going to work his way on over towards the yard to help her. Is he going to rotate on over towards the nest because he sees that players are over there? Probably callouts coming in from Destroyed. That's going to be straight Sig fighting him. You have Savinator coming from the lift as well. All of the members coming up from that blue spawn. That allows Nemesis to pick up the camo fairly cleanly with the triple cap on the board. This could get out of control here. Ronin needs to focus down Nemesis. He's going to be such a nuisance if they can't kill him with this camo.
Yeah, he's in a great spot with this. He's essentially sneaking right behind Ronin and will use this camo to disrupt anything they're trying to do once they focus their attention on bottom mid. I like this play, though. He's got some of his teammates dead. He does not want to give up this camo, does not want to make the same kind of mistakes we saw from Ryan Noob last game. And rather than forcing anything, he's going to wait for his team, be a distraction, get in a great location. So many lines of sight here from S4, and Ronin has no idea. He's here, pushes the player back, no shields. Focusing on catwalk capture, and looks like he will be able to get that as nobody's quite taken that camo away yet.
Very close. He just barely escapes out of that one. Really slow playing that camo. Allows them to trade bottom middle for nest, but how long? I thought he was going to possibly play that a little bit more aggressive. He's able to get this reset. That's going to be huge. What a play from Nemesis. A play like that can negate any type of slow player mistakes that he made before. That is huge, because I was just about to say, maybe he should have stayed bottom center with that camo, contested that. Maybe he should have shot the player on the dip that was weak instead of maybe going up to that and shooting the players on over towards the light rifle. But clutching that double kill changes this entire scenario. Now they're potentially pushing here for another triple cap. Straight stick, last guy alive. You have to get in here for your Nemesis, and he does. Now they're going to rotate on over towards the yard to continue to add more pressure. Being trapped in blue is not what you want to have here. Nemesis really clutching it on that snipe side of the map.
Ooh, and Nemesis will take the player, no shields, that was hiding over towards Hotel and making his way over to the snipe lift. Over halfway done with this game here for Naventic here as they have a triple cap on the board. Bottom mid was being taken here from Ronin, but they're going to have to give that one up. Looks like Nest is going to be their biggest focus. Big battle happening. Shotgun player, Suspector comes out ahead there and is able to stay alive. So that triple cap from Naventic, looks like they were spread themselves just a little bit too thin because they just lost full control and turned over that camo here to Ronin. Ronin needs to get back into this one here now.
Wow, Suspector just went huge. You could see it in the player kill feed at the bottom left. That secures the triple cap, a reverse triple cap coming in here for Ronin. Back and forth just like this entire series has been. L-Town in a very, very powerful position right here. It's up to him to do some serious damage with this camouflage. They're going to give up the triple cap on over towards the yard, which is completely fine over here because they can allow them to get it and then just retake it again if they're able to slay these guys as they push out.
Yeah, and if they take their time trying to push out and then you're waiting for a setup here, it's going to backfire as L-Town is on a flank and with one player going dead or going down already here for Naventic. L-Town cleans up a second one, and that push is just going to immediately get shut down.
Good play. It's exactly what he should be doing, getting on over towards top gold. Thought he was going to rotate a little bit earlier, but this is a good angle nonetheless. Slow playing it again, waiting for these players to push out, maybe towards light rifle, maybe towards flowers. Not going to hop in there by himself. He's going to wait, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Pick up a couple of kills before he goes for the objective. However, ooh, great beatdown on a Nemesis, and he gets out with his life. I was going to say, however, he gets shot in the back, but still somehow pulling off some miraculous antics and just distracting. All of this distracting is just resulting in more and more points going on towards this potential comeback.
Yeah, by far the biggest run here that we've seen from Ronin, putting these points on the board, now themselves breaking that 50-point mark. Oh, and he did not clamber up. He's going for the back whack on Contra. He hasn't appeared on radar yet. Contra being weak, wise decision just to put some shots down on him, try to help out his team. They will secure the kill. Last player alive right now in yard. Misses two melees, and L-Town goes huge once again, and Rhino, he's got nowhere to go, gets taken, no shields, has to run away. Does a great job staying alive, but now it's up to the rest of his team to push in and try to regain yard control, but tons of grenades
with the shotgun when you need them.
Oh, I can only imagine if he had that weapon there hiding in yard once again. Triple or overkill. That new camo is up and will go over to Ronin once again, but fantastic nade.
Big nade. We're calling out Contra. We're waiting to see some big things from him, and it may not be in the stat feed after that, but that was a huge kill from Contra. The grenade onto Savenator, taking down the camo guy. Ronin, they take the lead for the first time in this game, and they're picking up a couple of slays as well. Destroyed and Ryanoob, the last two alive here for Naventic. What is going to be the play? They got to get something on the map immediately. Like you said, Kyle, this has been the biggest run we've seen, not only in this game, but also in this series so far. Ronin really putting it on here with that reverse triple cap and holding this bottom, middle, and nest area. They are getting even more slays here. This is not looking good for Naventic. Where do you go here? Do you go bottom, middle? Do you go loop? Not quite sure, but you're going to have to get the numbers in your advantage before you do anything.
Yeah, you need to have that advantage, and look, what we're looking at is, what is this, a 75-point run now that we're seeing from Ronin? That 71 points is put on the board here from Naventic right off the start. I think Ronin only had 10 or 11 during that spree, but now they are right back into this with only 10 points left. They will lose Nest, but as they recapture Yard, once again, they're still putting points on the board. They have a little bit of time to make their move. It's only one player down here.
This is it. If they don't capture bottom middle, this series is over, and it's going over to Ronin. You can see Contra, he's no shields. Another player gets thrusted big time. Straysick with the shots, giving the business to Ryanoob. That's going to be the series going over to Ronin. Last player alive is Nemesis. He's not going to be able to do anything. All of his teammates are dead. What a comeback from Ronin.
That was just a fantastic series from Ronin, and being down so much in some of these games and being able to still come out and pull off that victory. They were down 71. I don't think, yeah, 71 to 10 or 11 we'll probably see in the replays here, but they did not put another point on the board.
What a comeback there from Ronin. I mean, playing Strongholds Plaza by the book. 5 strongholds defended from Suspector. This was his game. 2011 from him, 14 and 8 from L-Town. Couldn't get it going on the other side. Naventic, they got outslayed heavily, even though they outslayed in Fathom CTF and still lost that one. That's a tough series there for Naventic to walk away from. Could have been a 3-0 in their favor if they played the Rockets differently in Coliseum. Game number 3, Fathom, they should have won that one. But Savenator just going off, clutching it with the kills, 12. With the returns. 54. It was, I think that it was even more out of hand than this. 66 with a triple cap, Kyle.
Yeah, so it was 71 to 14.
That is just a ridiculous comeback from Ronin. They got to be stoked. They're going to get their first win of the Pro League. Meanwhile, Naventic, they're sitting at 0-3.
Yeah, and they actually, it was just this series that they were able to pick up their very first win. So they were at a 0% win percentage prior to this series, and only being able to pick up 1 game win over the 7th seeded team.
Yeah, that's tough. And like we said, that's going to maybe put some people on the hot seat moving forward. I'd like to see Naventic do what they did to get into the Pro League and just work through their problems. Sometimes there could be, you know, some sort of turmoil going in. We did know that they had an organization change too. It seems like they lost a lot of steam and momentum off of that one, but that's just a series where they had it, they let it slip away. Ronin took advantage of the mistakes, and they ended up coming out on top.
Yeah, and speaking of Ronin, we do have a Skype interview with L-Town here from the winning team. L-Town, thank you so much for joining us. Pretty entertaining series to watch, if I must say so. What happened when you guys started coming back in that Plaza Strongholds game type? Because I believe the score, we were just talking about this, was 71 to 14. So how did you guys manage to swing it or pull it together and have that long spree?
Damn. First of all, I didn't know it was that bad. But no, we just slowed down the comms, and then once we had a few picks, we just realized it's pushed together. Like, we just kept, you know, going by ourselves one-on-one, giving them free picks, and then, like, once we slowed down the comms and got, like, a few kills, we just got the game in our, you know, our way. And then camos, too. We finally got some good camos. And scrims, we just never get camos, so it was about time.
So game number 3, Fathom CTF. You guys are strong at that game type. They're fairly strong at that game type as well. We knew it was going to be a bloodbath, but it ends up turning into a flag standoff game. What can you say about Savenator? Because this is, out of all of the games that we've seen and all of the series that we've seen, this was kind of his breakthrough performance. What do you have to say about him as a teammate?
Well, I'll say he won us that game for sure. He had, 4 returns, and one of them he got by himself. Like, we were 3 dead, and they're running it. He returned it by himself. Like, that was huge. And he, like, slayed them, too. He did everything. He just did OBJ and slayed. So I'll give that game to Sab.
All right, now we have a lot of other big matches coming out here today, namely Team Liquid versus Splice. These two teams are tied up in the series. I wanted to get your take on who you think is going to pull ahead in that match number 3.
I'll go with Splice 3-1.
Splice 3-1. Bold predictions.
That is. All right, last question. So you obviously were getting tons of props this last week. We're calling you the most improved player. I wanted to actually kind of get your thoughts on that. And do you feel that you've improved? And if so, what do you feel like has been, attributed towards that? Is it just the surrounding that you have, or has it been kind of something individually that you've kind of worked on?
Well, I definitely realized my weakness was I try to do too much, and I definitely I do OBJ way too much too. So I realized to slow down my game and focus on slaying a little bit more. And I feel like that's been helping me. The last week I just slayed a lot, so just gonna keep doing that.
All right. Well, you guys hear it from Altown. That's some really good advice for you guys that may be in a little bit of a slump. Kind of sit back, slow it down, and just kind of look at what your strong points of your game. So, Altown, thanks for that advice, and best of luck in the rest of the series for you guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Big win there
Big
from
win.
Ronin. Yeah, obviously separating themselves from Naventic, and Naventic